Assalamu alaikum, namaste, sat sri akal, shalom and good day. You are listening to Awaz Community Radio. And today on the radio, we've got Drum Tribe. So if you want to get in touch with us, you can log on to our website. That's www.awazcommunityradio.com. Email us awazcommunityradio@gmail.com. You can tweet us, it's Awaz Radio 122. We're on Facebook, just type in Awaz Community Radio or give us a call 0161 839 9817. Welcome to Awaz Community Radio. Your host for today is Saira, and we have Drum Tribe in the studio. I would like to say a massive big thank you to Shaun for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Justin.
Hello.
Michael.
Hello.
And Isaac.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you so much, guys. I know you're not very long from the airport. You've flown in from South Africa, not specially for the radio, though, I believe.
It was actually especially for the radio.
Oh, we feel so touched. Thank you, Justin. Oh, sorry, Shaun even. There's four of them, listeners. I'm trying to get all the names right. So, guys, can you tell me a little bit, and our listeners, what is Drum Tribe?
Drum Tribe is basically a drumming act. Started in South Africa in about 2002. And it's a group of drummers that get together and we perform mainly in the corporate industry. We teach big corporate companies how to drum. Everybody in the audience gets a drum and we do an hour's facilitation, showing them different rhythms, different songs, different dances from Africa. Up until recently, we've actually put together a theatre show with a group called First Project. Basically, it's more of a theatre show now. And that's why we in Manchester Fringe, just to kind of promote the theatre show and on our way up into the Edinburgh Fringe.
That's fantastic. And do you know what? I'm so delighted to hear you say Edinburgh Fringe, because I'm from Edinburgh.
Oh, really?
Yes, I am. And there are a lot of South Africans in Edinburgh, actually. Probably more South Africans than actual Scottish people. But anyhow, that's a side topic. You're here for the Greater Manchester Fringe, which is what we are really, interested. So, is this your first time here in Manchester?
First time in Manchester, yes.
Oh, well, a massive bigger welcome to our city.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I can't really ask you what you think of the city, can I, so far?
Not yet.
Not yet.
You literally zoomed in.
From the airport, yeah.
I was going to say a little comment about Edinburgh being better, but that's okay. No. We are Manx here. We're all Manx here. So tell us a little bit more about the history of Drum Tribe. How did it begin, and when did it begin?
Drum Tribe began in about 2002 by myself. We started mainly in the corporate sector. And basically what we've done is we've traveled quite extensively over the years, especially in Asia, and it's brought us to where we are now, and it's been a great experience.
So you say you started it yourself. Was it with the guys that are sat in the studio today?
The guys that are sitting with us today joined in a little bit later, probably in about 2005. Isaac joined me, Michael 2000, probably about 11, and Justin quite recently as well.
Okay, so what inspired you to start Drum Tribe? What were you doing? Were you just sort of sitting at home thinking that I need to do something about getting a bit more rhythm in my life? I was going to make a Gloria Estefan joke, but I won't.
It's pretty much exactly that.
The rhythm got you. It got you. The rhythm got you.
I was waiting for it. Okay. Exactly that. We studied music in Johannesburg, and being quite a tough industry in South Africa, quite hard to make a living playing in bands, etc. So I actually started just fiddling around in the corporate industry, seeing what I could do there, and basically it just started. It just kind of began there, and there was a gap in the market, so we just decided to do that.
So can you tell our listeners a little bit more about African drumming?
Basically, African drumming. First, I'll start up about the history of the drum. The drums that we're playing, the djembe drum, they originate from West Africa. They're made of skin, goat skin, and as well as a tree. The name of the tree is called kola. You know, you can't find it in
Senegal.
in Senegal. That's where you
Guinea.
find Guinea. Yeah, that's where you find those trees to make the drum. You know, so in fact, they used to use these drums for communication back in the years. You know, when they communicate, if there's a wedding, you know, they would play certain rhythms to tell the other people on the other side of the village that, hey, we've got something, we're inviting you. It's more like, you know, communication, call and respond, you know, it's that. So playing the drum on its own, the djembe drum, hey, it's very deep in a way. You know, normally we say it is a soul and a spiritual communication to a human despondent. When you beat the drum, the soul finds pleasure and hope brings smile, you know, so in Africa. You know, so by playing the drum, that's where we heal. We just not, you know, we don't play just, you know, like making music. You know, some of the people then who are attending our sessions, they get healed. You know, they love music. You know, the different sound of it. You know, yeah, basically it's that.
That sounds wonderful. It's you're bringing a taste of African culture. It's about being spiritual. It's about
Yeah.
communicating.
Yeah. It's that. It's that.
Great stuff. So, how have you enjoyed being in Drum Tribe? I believe you're a slightly newer recruit.
Yeah, it's very, very, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. With my dude. Surely.
There's lots of knowing looks at each other. But they're being very careful, listeners, about what they say.
No. It's just that, you know, when I met Shaun, it was different. Like, you know, like going somewhere looking for work. You know, he found me actually. You know, I didn't go to him. You know.
Did his drum beats his drum beats find you? Even?
Yeah, let's say the Drum Tribe found me in a way. You know.
That is deep.
Yeah,
That
because
is
I've
deep.
been actually like I started playing 1999 when I started playing the drums. So as I was playing after my school, you know, I thought of like, okay, right, I love this instrument, but now what is it? Because I've seen some other people on TV like playing the drum. How do I get there? You know, one time got a call, hey, we're looking for drummers. We're going to Botswana. You know, so okay, what's the company? It's Drum Tribe. That's when I met Shaun. You know, that's how we met. It was fantastic.
So you guys do this full time? This is full
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
That's our life.
So, I mean, if you could tell some of our listeners who, you know, are probably holding down sort of 9 to 5 or kind of boring kind of office jobs. Not, you know, we all need to pay the bills, but what is it like going to work every day and you get to bang out some beats?
Oh.
And can I just say,
Sure.
as a radio host, I don't bang out the beats very much. It's a lot of paperwork. You'd be surprised by the amount of paperwork that goes on with radio. So, what is that like? This is your job. You are drummers.
Yeah, it's our job. Like, you wake up in the morning, you say, I'm going to work. You know, I love my job. You know,
I think it starts a lot of times in order to perform for a company or do a show. It takes a lot of admin work. It takes a lot of planning. It takes a lot of rehearsals as well. So it starts in the morning with, you know, either going for meetings with clients, putting proposals together, shooting videos, doing interviews, or putting concepts together, writing music. Then it involves rehearsals in the daytime and getting guys together to do it, and booking regular rehearsals for that. And then it also involves a lot of traveling, a lot of driving to the venue, to whichever venue we're playing in, setting up, between 1,000 to 2,000 drums in the audience because it's an interactive show. Making sure that everything sounds right, getting the lighting right, then doing the show. The show itself might only be an hour or two, max perhaps. But what the amount of work it takes to get to that hour, you start at 9 in the morning, and by the time you've finished packing up the drums and you eventually get home, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and you haven't stopped.
It's hard work, isn't it?
And it's interesting because a lot of people, being drummers particularly, and full-time drummers, when you meet a lot of people and you tell them that you're a musician or a performer or a drummer, the general consensus is, oh, that's really nice, but what do you do as a real job? And we get that all the time. But what it actually entails is, I often, I've, a lot of my friends are in the corporate industry or have regular 9-to-5s. And how many times I've said to them, I wish I could knock off at 5. I wish I'm only starting the second phase of my day at 5 or 4. and I'm only going to end by the time you're sleeping and do your thing. I'll end by 11 and get home by 1. So but then again, they would reciprocate by saying, I wish I could, do what I love every day. A lot of people love their jobs, but some people, don't necessarily, they don't find that they, what they do is fulfilling them in that way, in a creative manner. So I think it's kind of there's pros and cons on either side.
So you guys also teach as well, and how do you do that? How would you teach me the drums, for example? Say I kind of got in touch with you guys and I wanted to kind of get involved. How would I do that?
Well, basically, during our workshops, it's basically we're teaching you in the workshop. So you would attend our sessions, and we start off teaching you very basic rhythms. Eventually, the rhythms do get a little bit more complicated. So it's during the session, it's only an hour long, like we said, but the amounts of knowledge you gain from that hour is quite amazing. If you want to actually do separate lessons, that's also possible. Our guys do that as well. And then we would teach you a rhythm a week, for example, and then you would return next week, teach you a new rhythm. Isaac and Michael do that back in Johannesburg as well. So yeah.
So that's really cool to hear that you guys teach people as well.
Yes, exactly that. Our shows are going to be now at Joshua Brooks. Everybody in the audience will get a drum, and we will facilitate an hour session. So it's a family show. You can bring the kids along. It doesn't really matter. There's no age restrictions to the drumming. But the nice thing, compared to a few of the other shows, is it is completely interactive. You perform with us, and yeah, it's going to be good fun. It's going to be great fun.
That's so different to just going along and watching people on the stage. You sort of sit and watch and clap along, or you might boogie along. Boogie, what an old word.
Break it down.
Break it down.
Squeak some sneaker.
You guys have got very cool looks going on. You can tell me what the cool words are. Squeaks? What? Say what? But this is a show where they can get, like you said, interactive. You can really engage with the people who are performing.
Yeah.
And become a performer yourself.
Every show is different. No show's the same. It's really, really good fun. It's a good night out. Everyone's going to love it.
Fantastic.
I think essentially the show is about the audience. It's not like audience coming to watch a show and there's two separate worlds. One where the audience is watching and the performers are just performing, and you never cross that boundary. The actual show is written in a way where the show is based on the audience. So the success of a good show often, besides the performers on stage, has a lot to do with audience participation. So the more you get involved in the show with your drum, because everyone gets a drum, the better the show becomes. And that's the difference between this show and every other drum show that's around. It's not actually a separate show. It is actually an interactive, and that sets it apart from every other show in the world.
Brilliant. So can you tell us a bit more about when you're performing and where you're performing?
Sure. We're playing at a venue called Joshua Brooks, which is in Princess Street, and we're performing there every night from the 17th until the 22nd of this month. The show starts at 7 o'clock, and yeah, we hope to see everybody there.
Fantastic. And so after this, you're moving on to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
Straight after this, we're actually going to the Bedford Fringe Festival. From there, we're going to the Dorset Chili Festival.
Oh, Dorset is a lovely part of the country.
Yes, yeah, I've heard so. And from Dorset, we go straight through to Edinburgh for a month.
Oh, and Edinburgh's obviously wonderful.
Yes.
You don't need someone Edinburgh born to go on about that. That's brilliant. So you're really touring the festivals here.
Exactly that, yeah.
Great.
Before this, we did Brighton, we did Bath as well, which were great as well. We've had a really good time.
Well, I wish you great weather. Although I know it's indoor, but you know, for your sort of trip around the UK, I'm really hoping you guys get nice weather. You're looking all nice and tanned here, and it's the sun's out.
The
Sun's out in
sun's out.
Manchester.
It's a good day.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a good day
Good
so
times.
far.
Yes.
So
the
far.
emphasis should be on so far. Thank you so much, guys, for you guys coming in. Shaun, Justin, Michael, Isaac. Really appreciate you guys giving us the time to promote your show. And I think our listeners are going to really, enjoy listening to this and, get their families together, get their friends together and go out and see you.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you very much.
Great stuff. You've been listening to Awaz Community Radio, and your host has been Saira. If you need a bit more information, any details, you can contact us on Facebook. Just type in Awaz Community Radio. You can tweet us, Awaz Radio 122, or you can call us on 0161 839 9817. It's been a blast chatting to Drum Tribe. I shall have to go now and see if I can get myself available for one of those seats and get a drum for myself. It's been great hosting. Thank you for listening. Take care.